I think it's fair to assume now Trump's definitely in the file that Comey and them turned over. But if you had to bet on whether there's something that like an entity is actually leaning on Trump about, where they're like, you need to make this go away or else, you think they got something like that?
They'd have to be really powerful, but it's possible, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
it's always possible. I think that the thing about him though is if you look at like how he campaigned, the best term I ever heard, we're swearing on here.
Yeah, you can.
Ben Shapiro said that Trump is a mud monster. And he's like, because anything you throw at him, he just absorbs it. It doesn't matter. So it would have to be something real fucked up.
Yeah.
You know, it would have to be something real fucked up. That's why I don't think Trump fucked kids. You know what I mean? So my guess is if it's anything, it would have been some kind of, because he was buddies with Epstein back in the day. Like, you know, it seems like good buddies. You look at those clips of them together, they're laughing and like looking at chicks and stuff. And if you know for sure that Epstein's entire purpose of interacting with all these people is specifically to entrap them into material that he can use against them, or whoever's running them can use, it wouldn't be hard, I don't think, to get Trump to say something really stupid into a phone call. You know, if that's the type of the relationship that they have, and you know, Epstein made some comment about some girl that he had that's like in high school, and then Trump kind of, you know, go, oh, you know what I mean? Like, imagine how damaging that would be now if it was if authentic call, even if it was 30 years ago, and he acknowledged that he, you know, fucked around with like a high school girl, and then Trump said something kind of affirming it in any way. Like that's the only thing that I could think of that would make sense.
Yeah, it'd be hard to think of something because with Trump, he's so open about everything. This is the first time I've seen him so like reserved about anything, honestly, right?
Yeah. They painted themselves into a corner. Honestly, if this thing actually played out the way that I think it did, which is because Maureen Comey is the one who tried the Diddy case, the Ghislaine Maxwell case, and would have tried the Epstein case had he not, you know, died.
Yeah.
So the file was definitely in her possession. She's James Comey's daughter, which means, I mean, she is an adversary of Trump. There's no conversation there for sure. And they had the ability to put whatever they want into that file. And so as the new DOJ comes in, they're like, give us everything you have on Epstein. And they're trying to hide it originally. And they keep putting pressure on him. You know, and if you're James Comey, you're like, yeah, give him that fucking file and then put whatever you want in it. And then, you know, you potentially have him in a jackpot where if they release it all, it makes him look bad. But the word that just got released or got reported this week was that exactly what happened was Pam Bondi went to Trump and she's like, your name is in this a lot more than we anticipated. And then so Trump started saying like, okay, well then shut it down. But in that same article, it said that the source that claimed that also said that there's nothing that he's not implicated in any wrongdoing. He's just all over the file. And so if their purpose was to get everything they had on Epstein and then just kind of word vomit the entire thing out and just hand it to the public, and it's like Trump, that probably looks bad. Right. But it's a pretty bizarre way to go about it, though. All of a sudden, out of nowhere, you know, you're like, what are you guys talking about? The whole thing's a hoax. And everyone's all, you guys brought a bunch of influencers out here, gave them binders, called it Epstein Release Phase 1, and had them go, you know, like to all of their audience, and the only stuff you had in there was a bunch of stuff everybody already knew, you know?
I had a few of those influencers on the pod. They felt, well, the ones I talked to at least felt a little bamboozled.
I would assume
like
so.
They felt like they got played.
Yeah.
You know?
My honest opinion about what happened there is I don't think that Pam Bondi or Trump or those people who were in decision-making roles actually understood the culture of people online who have been after Epstein. I don't think they like got it.
Yeah, they underestimated that for sure.
They just didn't understand. So they're like, okay, well, we've got these flight logs, we've got this, they got this. And they've never gone on all these forums and looked and seen that, like, we all know that stuff. Yeah. You know, we all know this. So like they thought they're all, here you go, look at these flight logs, you know, they give us fancy binders, you know, and everybody looks at them, we're all cool. Like we've known about this on Reddit for 3 years, dude. Yeah. You know, I think that is probably what happened in that one. And then the other thing that I really don't understand, though, was when Pam Bondi comes out and says that she has 10,000 hours of videos of Epstein with children. That is exactly what she said. Right. And she's like, and now we're reviewing them. You have a source that goes to Alex Jones and tells him that they have multiple people inside the FBI who are reviewing all these tapes because they need to watch all of them. 10,000 hours is an endless amount of horrific stuff to watch. And they're watching all of it so that they can compile all of it. And then all of a sudden they're like, yeah, we don't have anything. And actually what she was talking about was just run-of-the-mill dark web child. And you're like, that's not what you said at all, dude.
Right.
Like, so I don't know. It smells like someone who wasn't thinking this through very well was like, just kill the whole thing, you know? Like that's how it sounds to me. Is like maybe Trump just came in and he's like, we got to just kill this whole thing, and then just walked out, and all of them are sitting there looking at each other. You know what I mean? They're like, what? Like, we can't just like kill the whole thing. He's like, I'll take care of it. And then writes this tweet, you know, and you're like, bro, this is a thing where you needed to understand the details before you started trying to put a lid on this, because now you made it 1,000 times worse.
There seems to be something evil they're hiding, bro, because I searched for hours on the internet looking for survivors because I wanted to have some on the pod, and I couldn't find anything.
That's the thing that has always blown my mind about this is, okay, so the Florida case, right, the original one, which should be a dividing line in like a timeline moment that everyone should take note of and then consider when they're evaluating everyone's behavior on this, which is when Epstein went down for the Florida case, even though he was given a sweetheart deal, it's like from that moment forward, if you're associating with him after that, that's a completely different thing. If you're friends with him before that, even if, you know, we find out, okay, well, the guy was a scumbag. It's like, okay, but he didn't have a charge that he had pled guilty to. Soliciting sex from a minor? Dude, if one of my super close friends did that, you think that I'm just like, hey, bro, hey, did you get your, you know, get done with your term in jail? Let's go watch a football game. You know what I mean? Like even a single count of that, you're like, bro, that's a wrap for us. You know what I mean? So, but in that case, there were 200 and I believe it was either 200 or 250 victims.
Jeez.
And it was just a daisy train of these like young kind of 14 to, you know, 13 to like 16 who were bribed by Epstein to bring new girls in. Ghislaine Maxwell would like make them feel comfortable. The girl, the new one, would always think that the one who brought them there was going to be in the room with them and they were going to be massaging him. And then boom, they just abandon her there. Like they just take her, you know, oh, get your shirt off. He just likes it like this, whatever, Ghislaine and the other one. And they would just leave her there alone with Epstein. And now you have a 14-year-old in the same situation that Weinstein would put these grown-ups in that they couldn't manage. So in that case, where are all those girls? Like, and then which ones of those are on the island? Like, where are these girls that were on the island? Are they alive? Like, are they, do you know what I mean? Because like the island, you have no, I believe at least, the purpose of the island is it's in international waters. There's no government there, so there's no laws. That's the other thing that I've thought about. It's like, let's say that you found out that this person did whatever on the island. Like, can they be prosecuted? That happened in the middle of nowhere.
That's
like
a good point.
I honestly don't know. But yeah, where are the victims? Virginia Giuffre is the only one that everyone knew about. And she, you know.
Blair White just had one on the pod, but yeah, they seem to be very few and far in between.
Yeah.
They seem very hard to find.
What happened in that conversation?
I didn't watch the whole thing, but she was just talking about all the things she went through, like getting like MK Ultra'd, honestly. Really? Yeah, some dark stuff.
And this girl was verified to have been like in these case files, like they're for sure real?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Blair does her research, so I'm gonna give her the benefit of the doubt on that.
Yeah, for sure.
You know,
it's interesting because I saw so Sean Atwood had this girl on who said that she was the niece of Jeffrey Epstein, and I watched some of that one.
Yeah.
And it's possible. Like, it was one of those ones where I'm watching, I'm like, really, dude? Like, because she's talking about satanic cults and Moloch and all that stuff. And that's all very publicly known if you've kind of dug into this thing.
Yeah.
I didn't hear anything that was new. And I don't have any way of verifying whether or not she's related to the guy. And at a certain point, like, this stuff is so monstrous I think that's why it's so hard for people to believe. It's like, could that really be true?
Right.
You know?
Yeah, you never know what's a distraction too these days, right?
Yeah.
Where they're trying to put your attention towards.
Totally.
I feel like that's a common tactic.
They're going to have a hard time doing that away from the Epstein case, though.
Yeah, it seems like it. People aren't forgetting this one. Usually with like a breaking news, like goes away in 24 hours, but this one's not. People aren't forgetting. Wherever you guys are watching this show, I would truly appreciate it if you follow or subscribe. It helps a lot with the algorithm. It helps us get bigger and better guests, and it helps us grow the team. Truly means a lot. Thank you guys for supporting, and here's the episode.